What's up guys, my name's Aaron. Today I'm going to be reviewing my favorite album of all time, Heaven or Las Vegas. This is the 6th studio album by Cocteau twins. They're like a dream pop kind of ethereal band from Scotland. This album was definitely my first venture into this band, and this is still, even though I still love that, this album is still probably my favorite album that they've made. It's just something that I can play all the time, like no matter what type of mood I'm in, what type of energy I'm in, no matter how many times I listen to this album, I just love this album so much. Like I even have it on vinyl. For sure my favorite album of all time. I just love this album so much. Like the vibe, the production of this is just so good. It's very ethereal and very dreamlike with the saturation of reverb on the guitar, the airy synths, the pulsating bass line that plays throughout this album, and then the kind of simple drum machine. The production is really catchy and really takes you into another place. It feels like an alternate experience, like another timeline or something like that. Like you're living in like one of those old school anime shows that were like Yu Yu Hakusho or something that kind of have that kind of 80s style music. It also feels like you're about to die, but you kind of lived like a happy life, so it's not that big of a deal. So when you go to heaven, you hear all this beautiful music. That's kind of what this album feels like to me too. Yeah, pretty much all the songs have those feeling. Some songs kind of add a few elements to them, but I feel like most of the songs kind of follow this formula. I Wear Your Ring kind of adds this cool drum that kind of adds a tribal feeling to that track. Wolf in the Breast kind of has this guitar that feels like it would be in like an 80s teen movie like The Breakfast Club or something like that. Fro Foxes in the Midsummer Fire kind of starts with just the piano and just the vocalizing. It kind of explodes in the chorus with a wall of sound. All the songs have a similar feeling, but I just love this feeling so much. I like how unique this album feels. It's very dreamy, ethereal, and melodic as well. The lyrics and meaning in this album, I like that too. It's really sparse with the words that you can kind of distinguish throughout the singing. It's kind of hidden and stuff. When you do hear the lyrics, like they kind of feel very vague, like it's just descriptions, but there's really no context of what she's saying. Elizabeth Fraser, the singer, she's just really just kind of vocalizing and emoting these sounds, but she's not really giving a lot of lyrics and stuff. So when you do pick out words, you just kind of have to make up your own meaning, and I do like having to do that. And the singing is just like phenomenal to me. Elizabeth Fraser is definitely one of the most distinctive and one of the best voices I've heard my entire life. Her range is just incredible. Like she goes from this like really resounding low voice to this piercing high voice with like a lot of ease. She also sings her own harmonies, so it kind of gives this echoey kind of dreamlike feeling to that as well. Plus, like I said earlier, she's mostly just vocalizing on this album with like a few discernible words, but I feel like even though she's just kind of vocalizing, this album just sounds so good attached to it. Like she still managed to make this sound engaging and kind of interesting. Definitely one of my favorite vocalists of all time, and one of my favorite vocal performances of all time on this album. Yeah, so to me this is like a flawless album. Like the production and the vibe of this is just really cool. I like the aesthetic, like the dreamy kind of ethereal pop vibe that it gives off. The kind of decoded lyrics and meaning that you have to figure out on your own. And I feel like Elizabeth Fraser has one of the best voices of all time. She just sounds so good, so like ethereal, so dreamlike. I just love how she sounds so much. This is definitely my favorite album of all time. I just love this album so much. I can't recommend this any higher. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on this album, my favorite album of all time. What's your favorite album of all time? Did you hear this one? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments what you thought, and thanks for watching. Thanks guys. Bye.